Greetings and salutations, everyone! My name is Fire Mage, and welcome back to Rimworld Ascension Take 2, Episode 85. If you enjoy this episode, please remember to like and subscribe, and as always, mod list is down in the description. And with that, let's get on to the episode. Alright, well, picking up from where we left off last time, what are my plans for today? Well, here at the beginning, my plan is to, of course, continue work on our new and improved defenses so that we can accept the Combat for Profit quest in 2.5 days, hopefully getting ourselves a Hussar. But in terms of less violent projects, if all goes well with that, I should be able to start moving the lab. Of course, I don't want to start preparing that just yet, as I want them to prioritize this. What is this quest we just got? Proud Waste Rats. Well, I don't think I'll be accepting that. A bionic arm would certainly be nice, though. But I don't feel like trying to take care of 14 waste rats. And there we go. That is about all we can do right now, as we are completely out of steel, which means it is time for us to accept the quest. And we will have an additional 2 days to prepare, but that also means for 2 days we have to take care of 13 extra soldiers, which is quite a few. And we will be accepting this quest for the Archotech Eye, Luciferium, Glitterworld Medicine, and Plasteel. Feel like those will be the most useful. Let's see what they are able to do. Also, I just realized we need to get some housing for them. Well, seeing as we don't really have anywhere for them to live, as I am not currently set up to handle a large influx of people like that, I guess we will simply have them sleep in the ideology room. It is certainly not ideal, but it is what we are going to have to do. And unfortunately, since they're only here to function as soldiers, they aren't able to do any jobs. That is very unfortunate. That means that for 2 days we basically have 13 mouths that are going to be doing a grand total of nothing. Well, as we have 2 days to finish preparing our grand defenses before the fight, and we have no steel to continue work on the barbed wire spam, let's go ahead and get to work on my plans. Now, I did say I wanted to move the lab first. However, I think I want to move the lab to where the prison is. Because I want to move the lab to where the prison is, that means the first thing we need to do is build a bigger prison. And I'm thinking right down here is the perfect spot to do so. A nice, large, open area far away from any exits where any escaped prisoners would have to run through, quite literally, all of my base and get shot at by all my turrets. Seems like a good idea to me. We will build it out of basic normal concrete, and I want to make it a little bit nicer for them than these tiny little rooms, but also not too much nicer. I don't want them to be complacent after all. So instead of doing a 3x3, we will have a 4x3. Just a smidge bigger for their cells. Like so. And then all we need to do is make sure we set it up correctly. And there we go. I think that will be our new prison cell design. Everything made of concrete, paved tile floors, but a little bit more space and a dresser. Might make them just a little bit more comfortable. And the final thing we will be adding to each individual cell is a very small bathroom. As currently they share a bathroom with their cellmates, And I want to try and give them their own. And there we go. So that will be the new prison cell design. Then we just blueprint that. And then we copy and paste. And there we go. That will be the new prison design. Then, as a little final touch, let's actually tell them not to build a roof here. So no roofing. And we will give them a little courtyard. Alright, and with 0.2 days remaining before the first group attack, let's go ahead and get our defenses set up. Starting off with our new expendable troops. Let's get them on the trench line. However, you'll notice some of them have subpar weapons, like Dospro here has a light SMG. That's not going to do anything for us, so instead, Dosprolo will board our tanks. Same with this guy, who has a heavy SMG, a revolver, and a horn for some reason. I think that's actually one of my weapons. Go ahead and drop that. Then board as a gunner. Let's see, who else has weapons that will be less than useful against war caskets? Looks like Kasparos has a shotgun. Again, not going to be very useful. And that should be all of them established. And then, of course, we have our people. Let's get my war caskets ready. And unlike normal, our war caskets will actually be behind all the defenses for once. And just before this quest fires off, I actually want to show something off. See, I was looking through my mod settings as I was wondering why Mechanoids needed to be reloaded, and I found in here there is an option that is on by default where mechs have to use ammo. And at least for the time being, I'm going to turn that off. Seeing as the mechs I have are available in the industrial era, it doesn't make sense that they need space or ammo. So now, my mechs should be able to spawn their own ammo and keep their guns going. Is it a little overpowered? Admittedly, yes it is, but also, counterpoint, we're fighting an uphill battle most of the time. And I don't think it's too overpowered. Again, not being able to produce the ammo my own weapons use doesn't really make a lot of sense. And there it is. Atiko's Ikawas are attacking. You guys need to get back on the line. Don't know why you think it's a good idea to get off of it. Where are they spawning? Oh, they're dropping in! Oh, no. Okay, in that case, White, run down the line. Baskling, you're going to need to move up. Pikemen, you are going to move back. Military, you will move up. Well, they are trying to circumvent my defenses. Not going to end very well for them. Tanks, please pull back ever so slightly. German, you as well. I don't want you to get run over. Alright, they're landing. They are circumventing my landmines. And they opened up. Ah, and one of them isn't wearing a war casket. Very good. That one's gonna land right in the middle of my troops. That is annoying. Oh, and it looks like they're all wielding melee weapons. That is really unfortunate. For me, because they landed in the middle of my defenses. Although it does mean that if I outrun them, I can just be safe. It also means that they're going to group up, which means my tanks will be just that much more efficient. Ow! That is hurting immensely. Robots, fall back to protect German just a little. Alright, we killed one of the non-war casket guys. Ambrose, please don't die. I need you alive. Oh, you're a baseliner. Sad. Was told there would be bigger, scarier guys I can capture. Okay, maybe I shouldn't have my tanks firing like that. Yeah, go ahead and stop forced attack. Oh, and there goes one of the guys. That is why I keep my important dudes far away. Because my defenses are kinda ripping everything apart. Admittedly, that's what they were designed to do, but still. Oh, some of my landmines are being activated. Very fun. Okay, white sparkles. Please get out of the trenches. Well, we are certainly doing quite a sizable bit of damage. Robots, please fall back. I don't like having to pay to repair you. Well, they're certainly trying to press their advantage. It's not working very well for them. Silveranus, I think it's time for you to start moving. They're getting a little too close. Reaper is down to about half health. That is unfortunate. Go ahead, fire a grenade barrage at those guys. Taskling, fire a grenade barrage at Whistler. German, you and your little robot army need to fall back even further. And we need to go ahead and start getting our guys back here into some vehicles so that they can actually be useful in the fight. And more importantly, keep them out of the way so they don't accidentally get shot. Oh, Agent is getting a little close to my squishy infantry. Fall back, please. This is going to be very expensive to repair. I can already tell. I'm not sure if these guys are even able to retreat, which is unfortunate. It looks like one of our Militors is down. Lovely, and now there is a siege happening from Matiko's Ikawas with another 58 war caskets. Lovely. Okay, you know what? You know what? It's time. We're loading a nuclear bomb. We have already lost both of our war caskets, one of whom just doesn't exist anymore. We lost almost all of our supporting soldiers. we're busting out the nuclear bombs. This was a bad idea. We are tending to those who we can, but that's not really doing us a whole lot of favors. We're also down a tango, which just got, like, exploded to death. Oh, Sparkles, you're about to die. Let's go ahead and start getting those who are injured into the hospital real quick. McFarland, can you go try to grab Sparkles? Nuclear bomb loaded. Setting forced target. Actually, no. Hold fire until they move to where they need to be. And it looks like the siege has reached their spot. Hit them with a nuke. Nuclear bomb out. And it looks like our initial raid is now fleeing. We're not going to stop shooting him, though. And, yep, nuclear fallout has begun due to our usage of a nuke. But we're not done yet. That mortar, now on cooldown. We're going to copy the settings, paste them into this one, man that mortar. And we have our second nuclear bomb at the ready. Hit the main stunned group again. We're already suffering a toxic fallout. There is no further issues that will happen if we use another one. And it is out. And we win the siege. Looks like one war casket got downed. They are a waster, though. Unfortunate. Well, I'd say that was certainly a fight that happened. One we probably should not have taken, as now we are down both of our war caskets, a bunch of our important people, and our vehicles are all heavily damaged. Lovely. Well, we're going to need to make some more graves. Let's see. This tango, at the very least, is still functional. Let's go ahead, pull it back over here, and park it. So we have one functional tango, one functional tank, and we lost a bunch of people. Lovely. Oh, Baskling doesn't even have a head. Yikes. And we can't even give Reaper a burial because Reaper no longer exists. And now we have to deal with a nuclear fallout and an electromagnetic storm for the foreseeable future. Lovely. Well, the quest is now officially done. And I don't think that was worth it at all. Considering that now I have to try to get 2 new war caskets, and I lost a couple very important people, this is a very unfortunate day. And we're going to have to do a lot of burials and a lot of mourning rituals. And a lot of repairs too, seeing as half of my war vehicles are now out of commission. And we also now are going to need to harvest our plants because, well, nothing grows during a nuclear fallout. And also, we are going to make a bunch of gas masks because I don't feel like dealing with toxic fallout. Luckily, they are decently cheap, and we're just going to make 10 of them. That should be somewhat close enough to having all of them. Unfortunately, our primary tailoring person is down for the count, so German, buddy, I know you're on the verge of a mental breakdown, but I kinda need you to make gas masks so that we don't all die. Well, on that note, I think I'm gonna leave this episode off here. We have a lot of injured and a lot of dead that we have to bury. And we now have to deal with the fallout from our nuclear bombs. Didn't want to use them on our own map, but we didn't have much of a choice. We were going to die. It is quite unfortunate that the enemy dropped directly past all my defenses, and, well, we paid the cost for my hubris in accepting that quest. We now have no war caskets, and almost lost one of our most important crafting assets. So that happened. And then, of course, there was the massive siege, which had to be nuked into suppression until they left. So we're also down to nuclear bombs. It is going to be quite the recovery process next episode, and hopefully the nuclear fallout doesn't last too terribly long. But with all that said and done, though, I suppose I will see you all in the next episode.